Take your dealership to the next level with the strongest team in automotive media. Over 8 million total video views and over 4 billion total impressions. CBT News, dealers' most trusted source for news, content, and analysis. Welcome to CBT News with Cheyenne Malone.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Cheyenne Malone. Let's get started.
Canadian National Railway workers will return to work today after the Canadian government intervened to end a rail stoppage involving over 9,000 unionized workers at CN and Canadian Pacific Kansas City. The government requested a back-to-work order from the Canadian Industrial Relations Board and initiated binding arbitration. While CN will resume operations, CPKC's lockout continues pending further orders. Meanwhile, automakers like GM and Stellantis closely monitor the situation as prolonged delays could halt production, disrupt supply chains, and lead to more layoffs. Speaking of layoffs, Stellantis and GM are cutting thousands of jobs in Michigan despite state incentives to retain automotive positions. GM plans to lay off 1,000 workers, including 634 at its Global Technical Center, while Stellantis plans to reduce its workforce by up to 2,450 at its Warner Truck Assembly plant. These reductions stem from declining sales and challenges in electrification. Both companies, however, remain committed to Michigan, where they continue to benefit from state incentives for investment. Volvo is set to revitalize its U.S. electric vehicle sales with the launch of 2 new SUVs, the 3-row EX90 later this year and the smaller EX30 in 2025. Despite a 72% drop in U.S. EV sales in early 2024, Volvo expects these models to boost its market share. The EX90, designed specifically for the American market, aims to attract more buyers and compete in the growing EV segment. Cruise, General Motors' autonomous vehicle unit, will offer its Robo taxis on Uber's platform starting next year, aiming to rebound from a San Francisco accident that paused operations. This partnership expands Uber's driverless options, which already include Waymo vehicles in Phoenix. The move follows Cruise's recall of 1,200 robotaxis over safety issues as the industry faces ongoing challenges. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Scott Lambert, president of the Minnesota Car Dealer Association, to discuss the association's current agenda.
Take your dealership to the next level with the strongest team in automotive media. Over 8 million total video views and over 4 billion total impressions. CBT News, dealers' most trusted source for news, content, and analysis.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about Governor Walz now that he's up for to become the Vice President of the United States. We'll have to see what happens in November, obviously. But is he, as a Democrat, is he kind of driving that issue? And I mean, for you guys to be there in the Midwest with the CARB situation.
It was Governor Walz's decision 100%. He did it by rule. He did it unilaterally. He did not consult the legislature. There's never been a hearing on the subject in Minnesota. He just decided we're going to be a California state for their emission system.
Oh, boy.
And we fought this hard. We went to court. We conducted an aggressive grassroots campaign to try and deflect the rule.
Sure.
And I got to say, this is my only Tim Walz experience as governor. He never met with us about it. We asked repeatedly to meet with him. It was clearly going to have a big impact on our businesses.
Yeah.
We're the people on the ground trying to sell cars to individuals. And what California standards are they're going to outlaw the sale of internal combustion vehicles by 2035.
Right.
There's a lot of farm groups in this state who are making ethanol, and that doesn't work for them. It doesn't work for our dealers. The governor refused repeated requests to meet with us. I've invited him every year.
Didn't even want to hear your take on it or anything.
No, did not want to hear our viewpoint on this at all. He's very insulated by his staff. They protect him carefully. I invite him every year to our auto show to look at our EV corner, where we promote electric vehicles. and I couldn't get him to come to that. It's a 9-day show, and he always had scheduling conflicts.
Wow.
So that's sort of my Tim Walz experience in regard to CARB, and it's been super disappointing.
Oh, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that. And well, it could be that you'd be looking for a new governor soon. So if he wins.
Yeah. Well, we get our lieutenant governor, who is, well, I don't think would change positions on this issue. So, elections matter in this country. I always say that.
They do. They have consequences, right? For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Well, that does it for us for today. But remember, it is easy to stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry. All you have to do is follow us. We're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm Cheyenne Malone. I'll see you next time.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.